morning, and how do you do? That's right. Welcome to Free to Hope with Edwina B, known as Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, as you can see. Listen, I don't know about you all, but when I realized that my God chose me to wake up this morning, this day, woo! I can act as crazy as I want. To God be all the glory. For that, I'm going to, and you should too, give him the honor, the praise, the glory, the hallelujah, the worship, but most importantly, the acknowledgement. Because deep down within all of us, he resides forever and ever and ever. Why? Because he created our spirit. Oh my God, what a revelation I have learned. And being set free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. Why? Because of spiritual tools, resources, and principles that can lead you, like it has led me, to an unlimited amount of spiritual breakthroughs. Don't you want to be set free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally? With that, I'm going to take me a drink of coffee. Listen, y'all. Woo! I am so happy to present this topic this morning. And right now, I'm going to pause and turn this fan on because I am hot. I'm starting to sweat. Hold on, y'all. I told you I'm transparent and authentic. Hold on. Woo! These lights are something. All right, so let me put this on. And I'm going to put it on low, okay? So it doesn't knock over everything. Here I go. Woo! Thank you, Lord. That feels so much better. All right, so let me start with my announcements because there are a few. All right. You know, Free to Hope stands for From Recovery, Emerge, Empowered, okay? Utilizing all these spiritual tools and resources so we can be set free. And we will be set free for the purpose of helping others, help others prosper equally. Okay? Now, the other thing is I want to let you know, I know, I have to cancel my upcoming event. I go to the surgeon today for shoulders up in Philly to determine what they are going to do with my shoulders, plural. This right one was the better one. The left one was the worst. However, when I went to physical therapy to work on the left, the right became more injured, to the point where it is no longer a tear. It is no longer a tear, but a complete tear. It was a partial tear before. Now it is a complete. So this is a little tear, right? And this is a complete tear. So this is what this shoulder is dealing with. This one, the left one, is still there's a tear there, but it's not as bad as a torn complete tear. All right. So I have to cancel my upcoming events until further notice. All right. And many of you know, as a result of me being in this process called recovery, I've learned to take care of my health first. Oh, yes. Without my God waking me up this morning, and without me being in reasonable good health, I can't do nothing. So I place my health at the top of the list when it comes to being used by my God to help others who he choose to put in my path. So that's that announcement. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't send out any Eventbrite notifications or registration, because I would have to return all of that money until further notice. That's right, money. I'm going to have a free event to plant the seed, and then I'm going to have my master's class. But needless to say, all of that is postponed until they decide when they're going to operate. And there's you may not know if you never had shoulder surgery, because I've had it on both, right? Initially. And then throughout the years, right? Arthritis set in. I've always been active. And so after a while, through my activity, and through this and through that, it came back. All right. So that's my update on my shoulders and why I have to cancel my events. Okay. So let's go back to some more announcements. Okay. Now, many of you know, y'all really need to know this, right? Because of my 34 plus years in recovery, and the fact that I have been part of an organization that's obviously spiritual in nature just by the word divine. See, I always look, and the spirit always let me know where to go, when to yield, and to whom. And so I've been a part of Divine Light that started in Philly, is back in Philly, moved to Baltimore, still in Baltimore, and then set up an organization here in Wilmington, Delaware. By the grace of God, I've been appointed program director. So, divine light. Oh my God! Listen, it is what it is. I love it, right? And so we provide outpatient services. We provide intensive outpatient services. It will be during the day, the evening, and we're going to open up on Saturday, right? We have housing for our clients, right? You have to be in Divine Light program, rather inpatient, outpatient services or intensive outpatient services, and we will house you while you are still in treatment with us. We provide housing for individuals and more recently couples. We will be looking at providing services for youth, 17 to 24. All right. So I am so ecstatic that my God chose me and prepared me 34 plus years ago to be a part of Divine Light. So if you know anybody who is suffering from addiction, mental illness known as co-occurring disorders, please send them to us, Divine Light. Go to divine-light.net to find out more about us. Now, I just got some very good news, right? Many of you also know I was recently appointed the executive director of Community Communications Corporation. And you see the hand in the middle, the hands in the middle. That is Benjamin Trimby Brown, the late Benjamin Trimby Brown, and me. But the hands in the middle, God allowed this man to touch me, and I touch him in a way that we've been connected until the very end. Yes, Twinbee Brown. Yes, it's the one who got me sitting before you today. Prepared, molded, shaped, educated me, and everything else. And so, being blessed to have the position of executive director, I can't begin to share how special that is to me, and for a good reason, because he, on his dying bed, even though he was progressing, to his death, we talked about the vision and keeping on the legacy about CCC, Community Communications Corporation. And so the other news is that alongside of me will be Don Thomas of DFAM Films, right? And so I may have a surprise for everybody, because he originated his teachings and learning experience through Twin here in Delaware. And so I think if it's God's will, we will be rejoined, and we're going to take CCC, woo, above and beyond everyone's expectation. Why? Because it's God given. The Spiritual Revival Hour, documentaries, right? We're going to have films. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have a host of productions that's going to make sure the positive always outshine the negative. Okay, so that's enough of that. Now let's go to our reading for today. I couldn't wait to get to this bad boy. Let me take off these glasses. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. No, I got to keep them on, right? Okay. So it says June the 17th. I got to take a drink. I got to take a drink, y'all, before this, right? Mm. Can I, baby? Can I share this with you first, right? I'm coming back. I'm coming back, right? Listen, let me tell you, the devil is something. The adversary is something. Yes, that's why I know being in my 12-step spiritual program, giving me spiritual tools, resources, right, principles within a fellowship. Now, with 34 plus years in this process, yesterday I was cleaning, in my house, and I picked up this instrument, right? It was a back scratcher, a metal one, right? And it was broken. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how insidious, powerful, cunning our disease of alcoholism addiction really, really is. Do you know, after 34 plus years in this process, when I picked up that metal instrument that was broken, it reminded me of smoking crack. Yes, it was a trigger for me 34 plus years later, y'all. Because in our addiction, we used to break antennas and get it, the long tube or stem, they call it. And I had a trigger. Yes, that's why I have to stay connected to my spiritual foundation. That's why I have to stay connected to my spiritual principles, tools, and resources. Had I not been staying connected, that trigger could have sent me back out. Oh, yes, I don't care what y'all say. Oh, yes. And not only did it trigger me, I had an instant flashback. I'm not going to go into details, but those who understand, you understand, because when we let it out our mouths, but I had an instant flashback, an instant physical reaction, and an instant visual. Oh, devil, you are a liar. I wrapped that thing up and put that thing in there. What? You got up out of here. So that's why I need to let you know it's a one day, sometimes 1 minute, 1 hour at a day program. However, because I've been in this process for a few 24 hours, I recognize my triggers. I recognize the setup. I recognize what needs to happen when I am triggered or when something does come back. I call on my God, Lord, help me. Devil, you a liar. And that's what I did. So I just want to let you know that we'll never be perfect, but we need to be satisfied with our progress. And so I just needed to, I tell on myself, I just needed to let y'all know that I had a trigger yesterday. But guess what? I didn't pull it. You got that? All right. So let's get back to the reading today. All right. So here we go. Now, it says here, June the 17th, AA Daily Reflections, deep down within us. Always, y'all, go to aa.org to find out more about this fellowship that's spiritual in nature. And so our co-founder, Bill W., takes a quote from the big book on page 55. Now, I'm going to read this slowly, y'all. Oh my God. And when y'all see these tears come down, because they starting to come already, they are tears of joy. So listen to these words. We found the great reality deep down within us. In the last analysis, it is only there that he may be found. Search diligently within yourself. With this attitude, you cannot fail. The consciousness of our belief is sure to come to you. Now, the person in recovery shares his experience by saying, it was out of the depths of loneliness, depression, and despair that I sought the help of AA. As I recovered and began to face the emptiness and ruin of my life, I began to open myself to the possibility of the healing that recovery offers through the AA program. By coming to meetings, staying sober, and taking the steps, I had the opportunity to listen with increasing attentiveness to the depths of my soul. Daily, I waited in hope and gratitude for that sure belief and steadfast love I had longed for in my life. In this process, I met my God as I understand him. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. I told y'all, listen, whenever y'all see these tears coming down, they are tears of joy. Do you hear me? When I read something today, when I read something, I am reading to get that spiritual connection, that spiritual information, that spiritual wisdom, that these words, right? That these spiritual words will challenge my spirituality. Yes. The 5 agreements. I listened to that tape as I went to sleep last night. The 5 agreements by the Louise family. And it talks about being impeccable with your word. With your word. Your word can heal. Your word can destroy. And so when I read these words, I'm looking and searching for the spiritual message in them. And so when it says the title, we look deep down within us. So let's dissect this bad boy, all right? Let me put these glasses on, okay? So it says here, we found the great reality deep down within us. Now, have you had your knee bowing experience? Have you had it yet? Because this is what this statement is saying. Okay? Let me put it up again, right? It says here, we found the great reality deep down within us. When I was underneath that parked car, 3:00 in the morning, getting high and doing all kind of sexual favors with my own stepson, not knowing I was suffering from co-occurring disorders of mental illness and addiction. I believed and felt deep down inside me that there was something gravely wrong with me. Something had to be wrong with me. 34 years old underneath a car? Are you kidding me? My aspirations of being a phys ed teacher, a model, right? I was the co-captain of the cheerleader team, voted the one to most likely to succeed. I was my class vice president. Underneath a parked car at the age of 34. It's there that I had my one and only knee bowing experience. Because the great reality, I found the great reality deep down within me. And let me tell you, listen. Y'all listen to this, right? Woo, Lord, I love you. When I say that I felt deep down inside of me that something was gravely wrong with me. When I was underneath that parked car, my life flashed before me. So I told you what my aspirations were while in high school as a child, right? But during my addiction that progressed unknownly to me, right? I thought I could handle liquor. I thought I was socially drinking, socially snorting cocaine, socially, right, smoking marijuana, socially smoking crack. Really? So when my life flashed before me underneath that parked car, that the things that happened to me in my addiction, yes, being raped several times, passed around like a bucket, spit on, called all kinds of names. Yes, homeboys say B. You know what B stands for, right? B, do me and do my boys too. If you don't do it, we're going to sick these dogs on you. You are either going to do or you're going to die. Have you ever been in a situation like that? I don't know about you. I know about me and plenty of others that I witnessed as well, being challenged the same way. And what did we do? We yelled, and we did some of the most horrifying things just to get one more. I, as a prostitute, right? I became a prostitute way before I picked up a drink or drug or in my addiction, yes. But as during my addiction as a prostitute, I got pregnant. And I did not want to acknowledge who the father was because of fear of what people may say and think about me, and particularly who it was. And I chose after battling back and forth, that I would rather have an abortion than to face the ridicule of the world. I took life in fear of what people might say or think about me had I carried out that pregnancy. So you see what I mean? So deep down inside of me, I felt something was wrong with me in order for me to take life. Because of what? Trying to save my behind and not my face. Trying to save my face and not my behind. And so, when I think about the ugly side of addiction, right? When I think about the things I did and things I said, not knowing the progression of my unknown disease or disorders, right? And so that's why I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you will one day have that knee bowing experience when we found the great reality to be deep down within us. So as deep as I thought I had gone, no, no. I went deeper by calling out to this God that I did not know, to this God that I was taught was a punishing God, to this God that I was told you're gonna get it. God gonna get you. You do bad things, right? But the great reality was we found the great reality deep, deep down within us, right? And so that's where my cry came out. Whoever they say you are, take me out this life or show me a better way. See, what I've learned is that because our Creator made us and we are made in His image spiritually, right? That there is a spot reserved just for Him, just for Him. But He knows when we cry out, if we are truly ready or not. Well, that cry substantiated I was done. And so me thinking something was wrong with me, I went deeper, and cried out, help me, please, help me. I don't want to live one more second of this life. Help me, please, help me, please, help me. And my God, I didn't know Him, but He kept me here for this reason. While I'm sitting before you as authentic and transparent as I possibly can be, do you hear me? Do you feel me? Right? And so listen to these words, right? It says here in the last analysis, it is only there that He may be found. It is only there that He may be found. And so that's why today I can smile, I can laugh, I can embrace these words because I have experienced them. Do you hear me? And what I thought was my downfall was God's opportunity to say, I got you exactly where I want you. I know you need me, Edwina, but I want you to want me, and I wanted God to either take me out or for Him to show me a better way. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Okay? All right, so I ain't got but a couple more minutes, right? All right, so he goes on to say, right, I search diligently within myself, right? With this attitude, you cannot fail. Huh? With that attitude, you cannot fail. I didn't know any of that, right? Now I do, but I'm letting you know. I'm planting a seed in you, right? If you are so tired of being sick and tired, if you are so tired of being broken and broke, you have to dig deep within you. I mean, woo. You know how deep listen. You know how extensive the universe is? I don't even know, right? Oh, that's deep. That's reaching deep. That's what I mean. We have to go there, wherever there is. Right? And so the person in recovery, he says, no. And so the last sentence from the co-founder says, the consciousness of our belief is sure to come to you. Now, I am beyond convinced. It says in our literature, all human beings are ill to some extent, all of us. That's why we can't judge or criticize anybody, right? If we do, it's our ego and our pride and all that BS, okay? But guess what? Every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that He is Lord. Yes, He is. But you have to get to that point. You have to get to that point. And if you live long enough now, in this lifetime, you will see what awaits you. Spiritual principles, tools, and resources to have an unlimited amount of spiritual breakthroughs. Do you think that Edwina, the flesh, the ego, right, the prideful, right, Miss Image, would want to tell you all those things on TV and news articles and my thesis and my dissertation? No. Edwina, the flesh, no. But my God, Edwina, the spirit, yield and yields to the one that has prepared me to sit before you just the way I am. Dentures and no dentures. Yes, to be authentic and transparent, right? Because of the possibility that I can just touch one more. That's all. And so, have you had your knee bowing experience? When all of us are ill, to some extent, it says no human power could relieve us of whatever it is. God could and would if he was sought. Okay, just give me a couple more minutes, right? So the person in recovery, he says, it was out of the depths of loneliness, depression, and despair that I sought the help of AA, right? And so when my God chose to let me live, I was directed to the spiritual program of Alcoholics Anonymous. Didn't know everything about it, didn't know the spiritual angle, but I knew one thing. I knew one thing for sure. I did not want to go back underneath that parked car. Oh, hell to the no. No. So I've learned through my journey to practice not giving anything or anybody that much power ever again to put me back underneath that parked car or to tell my God to kiss my behind. Oh, hell to the no. No. So I know what's in back of me, and I know he delivered me. I refuse to let anything or anybody send me back there. I don't know what's in front of me, but it sure has to be a lot better than what was behind me. Okay? And so I was brought to Alcoholics Anonymous, as this gentleman did. As I recovered and began to face the emptiness and the ruin of my life, I began to open myself to the possibility of the healing that recovery offers through the AA program. Listen. Woo. Listen. I had to first deal with the physical healings, right? I came into recovery with STDs. Yes. I was malnourished. I only weighed 90 something pounds, right? Yeah. Cuckoo, cuckoo out of my mind. Yes. So in recovery, the first thing they do is address your physical condition, your health. Yes. Yes. When the doctor said, Miss Bell, was I Miss Bell then? No, I wasn't Miss Bell then. Right? Edwina, there's only 2 ways you could have got that disease in your mouth. He said by eating off a dirty fork or by, and I stopped him. Yes, I did. I said, by giving oral sex to a dirty, you know what. That's how I got it. That's how I got it. As a prostitute, I did any and everything, and I caught the disease in my mouth. Yes, I did. Yes. I didn't go to the doctors when I was diagnosed, but in recovery, so that was one. And then they did another test, and it discovered that I had the first stage of syphilis. Yes, I ain't listen. I'm transparent. I'm authentic. And when that guy said, listen, I'm glad you told the truth. Yes, I'm going to tell the truth about me. Heal me. Fix me. Do you understand? I ain't ashamed of nothing. I did what I did, and I got what I got. Now, please, like I asked God to fix me, help me. And those doctors helped me. Yes, they did. Why? Because I was honest, I was transparent, and I was authentic. And so that helped me. That helped me embrace the spiritual program, because I wasn't trying to hide nothing. What could I hide? My God knew everything, right? So I no longer have cervical cancer. I no longer have that disease in my mouth. I will always test positive for syphilis because of the antibody. Listen, y'all want authenticity, you want transparency, you got it. You got it. Listen. And so that's what I mean by embracing these 12 spiritual principles. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm trying to save my behind, not my face. I had it backwards before, but not now. All right. And so the person, he says, right, by coming to meetings, I go every day, staying sober, oh, definitely, and taking the steps. These spiritual principles are the steps that have helped to change my thinking into a psychic change. It really wasn't about the drug or the men or this and that. It was my thinking. It was my thinking that something was wrong with me. No, Edwina, let the steps help you find out what happened to you. I'm so glad I take these steps over and over and over and over again. Because when I do, the spiritual student always appear, and the spiritual teachers continue to teach me. Huh? Yes, okay. All right, just give me one more minute, all right? And then it says here, I had the opportunity to listen with increasing attentiveness to the depths of my soul. Listening, and paying attention to the depths of my soul. No longer the flesh, my soul, my spirit. Listening. Those times in my addiction when that sixth sense says, and we need to get out, and we need to move, and I didn't yield. I stayed there. I could have not been here, y'all. I didn't yield, but you better believe I'm listening intently to the depths of my soul. Yes, so that I won't take the bait no more. All right. So in closing, it says here, right? Daily, I waited in hope and gratitude for that sure belief and steadfast love I had longed for in my life. All we want is to be loved and love other people. That's why the greatest gift is love. Thank you, Sister Dr. J. Macklin. The greatest gift is love. Oh, Lord, I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm so glad. I am so glad I was chosen. The pastor yesterday was talking about how Saul was directed Samuel to go to Jesse's house to pick the next king, and Jesse presented his 7 boys, and Samuel said, no, 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 is there another? And he said, yes, David out there with the stinking dirty sheep. Yeah, well, call him in, go get him. Yes. And when David walked through the door, the oil just overflowed. He was chosen. He was chosen. I was chosen, y'all. I know I was chosen. I know I am chosen. And that's why for me, it's all about God's love for me. Ooh, for me. Oh my God. And it says, in this process, I met my God as I understand him. Yes, I did. I met my God. And he knows I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, but I love my God. Yes, I do. He has always loved me and will love me. I just had to find out. But I am learning through these spiritual principles, tools, and resources what love really, really, really is. That's why getting my doctorate degree in biblical studies. Listen, they kept saying that when you got to finish it. Listen, I didn't come to graduate. I come to learn more about the God who did for me what no other human being could do. I'm not looking to graduate, but I will. I will. It's already written. It's already written. Because my dissertation, and I will close with this, is surveying 15 to 20 instruments, individuals, right? That's the term they use with when you get your doctorate degree, your methodology, right? So I will be interviewing in one way, shape, form, or fashion 15 to 20 instruments who are in recovery, who has been a part of this 12-step program for as long as they have been. And my question to them, how has these 12 spiritual principles, how has this spiritual fellowship, how has these spiritual tools and resources helped you to identify the God of your understanding? And then I'm going to culminate it at the end with how I found my God in Alcoholics Anonymous. Yes. All right, I got to go. I talked long enough, but I could go on, but I got to go to my meeting. I love you. You love me. We are one big old family with a great big hug. Get a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? If it's God's will that we are reunited tomorrow, I'll be here, and I hope you will be too. In the meantime, deep, 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 go deep, deep, deep within and say to him, help me, help me, help me, and watch what happens. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. Have a blessed day. Woo, Lord, I love you. 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 I need a drink.